Hi everyone, this is Nikki Rowland and today I have a layout for Hip Kit Club. I'm using the really lovely February 2021 Hip Kits. I'm hoping that my March and April ones will be here soon. I'm using this cut file. So today is not a cut file day, but I was a bit cheeky and decided to go for a little cut file in the background. My assignment today is product focus. And what that normally means is that we take one product or two products and focus on those on the layout. However, today's assignment was to focus on colour. And I really love a colour assignment. I always really enjoy picking out colours and making them work together. And the four colours that I was told to use today were grey, wood grain, yellow and blue. And I love this colour scheme. I can't tell you how much I love it. It was so lovely. So I just went through my kit and I pulled out lots of bits and pieces that I thought would work. And I actually decided to use a cut file. Now I'm having some problems with my cut files at the moment because I have a new computer and my new computer and my Silhouette machine don't like each other. They will not talk to each other. I'm pretty tech savvy, but I just can't get them to work. I need to sit down and study it for a while, I suppose, and see if I can solve this issue. But at the moment, for a workaround, I'm having to use my old computer. So it's a bit of a faff to get the old computer out and set up and do the cut files just on there. I was surprised myself, basically, is what I'm trying to say, that I've wanted to use this cut file so badly because it was a real hassle to get it cut. But I absolutely love how it looks, so I'm pleased that I went to the effort. So for this cut file, it's like a basket weave, and I've cut one in yellow cardstock, and I've cut one in a wood grain paper that was in our February kit, and I've offset those against each other. So my yellow cut file actually went slightly wrong. It somehow miscut, and I ended up with a thick border on one side and a thin border on the other side. So I just covered that up by layering the wood grain on top of it, and you can't even tell that there was a miscut there. So that was fine. But I love already how the yellow and the grey and the wood grain colour scheme are all kind of coming together. I really love it. Soft and pretty and lovely and screamed Easter to me. So I've got an Easter photo that I'm scrapbooking today. There wasn't much grey in the kit, so I've used just the one paper that we had that had grey on it, and it's got scallops, and I've just used that around the edge of my layout. I've also mounted, or I haven't done yet, but I will do, mount my photo on it as well, but that's the only thing I managed to find that was grey. I really love it. I love the softness of it around the outside edge, and I like the scallop design on that paper as well. I think that was an exclusive, yes it was, by Hip Kit. So that's around the edge. I've distressed the edges of my white background and stuck that to the grey frame. And then I'm just now arranging my photo and other bits and pieces onto the layout using that basket weave cut file in the background. I've pulled out a chipboard wood grain coloured frame from the Simple Stories pack. Hello Today collection that was from, and I've got some of the tags from the exclusive tag pack by Hip Kit, and I've also pulled out the title that's also an exclusive that says "You're My Sunshine," so I've pulled that out as well. I'm going to use that as my title. I'm just mounting my photo on the gutted piece of my grey paper there, and you can see that I'm trying to work those tags in. I actually give up with the blue one. It just wasn't working. I just stuck with the yellow one in the end, but I like the idea of using the blue, but I couldn't make it work with the two tags and the frame and the photo. Just the shape of that cluster just wasn't working, so I had to abandon the blue one, and I will save that for another day. As I say, I went through the whole kit to pull out the bits and pieces that I thought might work for this colour scheme. I really liked the blue Pinkfresh Studio paper it was a blue paper with white flowers and green leaves. So I've fussy cut a number of those out, but I've left the blue around the edge of those flowers to bring in pops of blue to the layout. It's very light blue, so it's quite soft. I'm going to poke those in to my weave background. It reminds me of a garden trellis, and there's trellises all over my garden, and three of them in fact, behind my children in the photo. So I like the idea of the flowers kind of climbing out of the basket weave, reminding me of a wall of flowers that we have in our garden. Not that we have any flowers on them at the moment, they're still to come out. Okay, so I'm in a position now where I'm pretty happy with how things are looking. I just need to get things stuck down. I've actually backed the yellow tag, the butterfly at the bottom, with wood grain paper, so that when my butterfly's wings stand up, I can see the wood grain underneath rather than the different layers that are going on in the background on the layout behind it instead. So it just made it easier to work with. And I've actually tucked my photo just under one of the wings. And I'm pretty happy with how that's looking. I've pulled out a rainbow that's blues, and it's actually got green and yellow in as well. But I've pulled that out and fussy cut that out. I'd already got that fussy cut from a different layout, and I had that in my little embellishment bag. So I pulled that out and thought that would work. And I've also got some bits from the Pinkfresh Studio Some Days collection. There's sorts of lemons and yellow flowers and things in that pack. I'd already used a lot of those, so I didn't have loads left. And also the yellow was very different to the yellow that I've used in the rest of the layout. So in the end, I abandoned those because I did the shades of yellow just didn't quite match up properly. So I have saved those lemons for another day. I just added some grey stickers underneath my little cluster there. These memories are so special, collect beautiful moments, and this matters most. So those are lovely sentiments that were on the clear sticker sheet, and they were grey, and I say there's not much grey in this kit, so I was like, oh excellent, I'll use those. And now I am using the clear stickers that are an exclusive Hip Kit Club product, the clear hearts. Now we also had the paint swatches, which I thought were really cool this month, but these are the heart-shaped ones, and because I want to use them as embellishments going over several layers and also probably raising them up on foam pads, I decided to stick them to white cardstock and then fussy cut them out so that I could raise them on foam pads and move them around without the layers showing through. So that was a really good way of using those without just sticking them flat onto the layout. And just tucking those into places now. And it also means, because they're not stickers, it means that I can position them onto the layout and move them around a bit without being worried that they'll get stuck in place. So that's another little tip there for you. If you've got something like this and you aren't sure about using them, or if you can see through them and you can see onto the different layers behind them, then stick them on some white first and fussy cut them out, and then hey presto, you almost have ephemera. So that's what I've done there. So you can see that I've moved away the lemons and things that weren't quite right with the colour scheme, and I'm now just starting to poke in my fussy cut flowers to my garden trellis, and then get all of the other bits and pieces stuck in place. So I'm just sticking down the rainbow and the hearts, and the flowers all need to be stuck as well. I'm really loving how this has turned out. It's, I say, this colour scheme when I first saw it just reminded me of Easter, and I was really drawn to that woven weave cut file, so decided to go for that as well. And I love the fact that I have like a little square design in the middle, and I can offset my photo on the left, and I'm also offsetting flowers over on the right hand side as well. I've pulled out some leaves from the Some Days ephemera, and I'm just loving how this all came together. It came together really easily. Sometimes layouts just go like that, don't they? I can spend hours on something that don't end up liking that much, and then I can spend 40 minutes making a layout like this, and I love the result, and it just happens really, really easily. So I really love it when inspiration strikes, and you just can really go with it, and everything just works. And this colour scheme really just spoke to me. I just loved it. It's not a colour scheme I think I'd ever considered before, those four colours together, but it works so well, and I just absolutely love these colours together. So I was so happy to get that as an assignment this week. Okay, so just finishing off now by adding in some other little label stickers. I've just put in the word "so sweet" and "so much fun" at the bottom of the photo. I've got a bit of a glare on my photo again today, so sorry about that. And just tucking in some twiddles of gold thread either side of my layout, either side, on my two clusters on the two sides. I just want the ends to dangle a little bit. Then I'm just adding in some paint splatters now. So the dandelion colour from the February kit was a little bit too dark, so I decided to go for the Meet Me at Sunset colour that we got in the January kit. So that was an inkling, so I just added some water to that pot and then let it sit for a few minutes and then splattered the paint on the right and the left side. I've also added some enamel dots as well. And that is my layout complete. So I hope you've enjoyed this layout. I really, really loved making it. I love how it turned out. Don't forget that if you are a Hip Kit Club subscriber, you get the main kit at a reduced price, 15% discount off all add-on kits, and you get exclusive access to exclusive subscriber cut files like the one I used today. So lots of reasons to subscribe. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have enjoyed this layout. That was Nikki Rowland for Hip Kit Club.